Hello, here's our agenda for today on Friday, October 2. Yeah, I gotta make sure I had that right. There's a question for our bell ringer in your classroom. Kind of a fun question that got our class thinking today and sharing today. And then our objective was to look at presidential candidates and their positions they hold on certain political issues. We did work together with table partners and individually. And this assignment is due on October 7th. So how did we get to our assignment? It's in your classroom. I just have third period up here as an example. We'll go to the classwork tab. We'll go to our election 2020 topic. And here is our assignment. The instructions have us open up the slideshow. I have it opened up right here. And this is where we'll be. We talked about the importance of issues to certain Americans and how each person gets to choose what issues they find to be most important to them, and also the challenge that presidents or presidential candidates have on having to appeal to many different people. So while some of these things maybe don't seem as important to some people, they are to others. And so presidential candidates and other public servants have to develop positions on these issues. To look at where the candidates stand on these issues, we went to this website called I Side With, and then we looked at the different candidates. So that link brings us here. We just typed in the candidates so that we could search for them. I have Joe Biden's page up already. So here's Donald Trump. We just clicked on Donald Trump and then went to his policies because we want to know what his policies may be. An example we used was healthcare. And we'll use this one, this issue right here as an example. So should the government enforce a stay-at-home order to combat the coronavirus? Based off of public statements from President Trump, they say President Trump says no to that. We can also go to, former Vice President Biden's page, where they ask the same question: should the government enforce a stay-at-home order to combat the virus? And you could see they have a statement here of yes, that's coming primarily from his voter base, and we can look at some references to take a look at how they come to this answer. And most of the people who have decided that they'll vote for President Trump, former Vice President Biden, answered this question yes. They go through a number of different ways to try to find these candidates' responses. One of the other ways was to look at what their political party affiliation says. And the Democratic Party voters' answer was yes as well. So that's how they gave Joe Biden that answer of yes. So then in the on the next slide, we can answer this question. And I guess I used a different example for our class in third period. But the same idea here. Here's our issue of healthcare. Here is question number 1. Should the government require people to wear a face mask during the COVID pandemic? President Trump said no. And former Vice President Biden said yes. Our assignment then was to find another question under healthcare and determine the candidate's position on it. We did the same thing for immigration and the economy. This really got squished on here, and that was my fault. So I had students add another slide and put the bottom two topics on a new slide. So we can go here on President Trump again, and we can click on immigration, and you can see there are 16 different questions in there. And we can look at how President Trump's views on certain immigration policies. We can do the same thing for Joe Biden. So we can compare the same questions side to side. When we finished with identifying 2 questions for each policy or for each issue, we answered these questions at the end. And some students got through, I would say, part of this part of the assignment, and they were left to finish that and answer these questions. This whole assignment is due on October 7. Monday, when we come back, we will be back into our Chapter 2, Section 3 unit on human geography. We'll finish up culture and move into world religions for a day or so. All right. That's all I have. I hope that you are doing well. Have a great weekend.